Are you stuck doing code tutorials like I was? I mean, learning on Rails is better than nothing, but we need to be careful not to fall into the trap of not really learning how to go off on our own. As an example, I'm going to show you guys the 5 easy steps that I took to get to my first web application. And I'm going to show you guys how I came up with that idea and the steps that I took to get to the point where I was actually starting and I built the thing. I found that the hardest part of getting off of that tutorial track is to find an idea that's easy enough for you to venture off into, but not so hard that you get so stuck that you just quit. So it's a delicate balance. And this is where you have to really know yourself and where your skills stand, and you have to be honest with yourself. So I'm going to show you guys the 5 steps now, and then you can watch to the end of the video, and I'll really explain each step in detail. Step 1 is coming up with an idea. 2, choose your stack, as in your technical stack. 3, prep and learn from the pros. 4, build the thing. Step 5, like this video and subscribe to my channel for occasional programming videos. So obviously these steps are for beginners. If you're a seasoned veteran and you still want to go this route, it's fine. But really, this is to help us get off of that tutorial track. Thank you so much for watching this video. Now I'm going to get into actually describing the list. So for step 1, coming up with the idea, you might be inclined to think of, I don't know, ways to make money or something like that, but that's not the way you want to go about it. It's probably the worst way you can come up with an idea. Because that idea is probably $2 grand right now, and you'll get caught up in thinking about like monetizing the platform whenever you haven't even built your own platform yet, and this is your first one. And you're really trying to, get your way there. I really recommend that you go about your regular routine for about a week and just write down all the problems or annoyances that you come up with while using technology or the internet or something. For me, my most recent idea was that YouTube tag research tool. And that came about because I was searching how to make best YouTube tag list, like best YouTube tag list. It was just really annoying to get to the point where I could actually find good tags to use. And I figured that other content creators were having the same issue. So I decided to make my own tool to find these tags. And it's now myvideotagger.com. I was just thinking these other tools suck so much. How do I even use them? And that's when the light bulb went off. And I'm sure you can have many moments like that too in the things that you do in your daily life. So step 2, choose your tech stack. So depending on what you're making, like a web app, a static website, or even a mobile app, you need to make a decision and stick with it. Because your indecision could be the death of your application. And you can always redo your application on other platforms if you want. If you start off on mobile, you can finish the mobile application, actually finish it, and then use the same API for your web application. And there's a lot of different technologies that you can use. And I'm sure in your learning that you're coming across ones that you like. I personally went with a full stack JavaScript project for my first one, just because I wanted to use one language on the front and the back end. That way I can master JavaScript and really further my knowledge in JavaScript, and then because of that, programming as a whole. Once you've decided what platform you want to be on, you can decide what languages you're going to use to utilize that platform to the fullest. Then you can decide what framework you're going to use on the front end and what framework you're going to use on the back end. And if necessary, you can choose what database you're going to use as well. And here is where you might be thinking, okay, I'm kind of stuck now. How do I even comprehend all these things? And first of all, I have to comprehend all these things, but then I also have to put them all together. How am I going to do that as a beginner programmer? And that's why we get to step 3. Because tutorials are actually very useful because they give you a shell to work with. It's not like you learn something from a tutorial and you have to memorize all of it and then spit it out verbatim for your program. You can actually make the programs that guide you along in their courses, like on Udemy or wherever else. You can take those programs after you've made them and gut them to use for your own purposes. So for example, in my situation, I wanted to make a full stack JavaScript application. So that's an Express server running on Node, and I had a React front end. So to prepare for the project, all I did was type into Udemy those exact things. First of all, I just typed in full stack JavaScript web application, and a couple courses popped up, and I chose to pick up both of them. The first one I picked up was Andrew Mead's Node course, and Steven Grider's Full Stack React course. Both these courses were great at teaching me what I needed to know and explaining in really good detail about the concepts that they taught me. They gave me a skeleton to work with after I finished. So for step 4, just build the thing. I basically just copy and pasted my Steven Grider course application and I gutted it completely. New routes, new functions, new endpoints. So pretty much the only thing that was similar was I used a lot of the same libraries, some of the same imports, just in general, Express, Mongoose, you know, a lot of things that most JavaScript full stack applications use. And it's not like I'm going to be copyrighted for using a similar combination of libraries, you know what I mean? You might be frowning because you heard the phrase copy and paste, but how can I expect to be able to build something from scratch if I can't even do it from boilerplate? That's like asking someone to build a house when they've never even, you know, renovated a house before. Alright, so this is how I'm transitioning from doing tutorials to actual projects on my own. If you think this video helped, please like and subscribe to support me and my channel. And if you have anything to say about your experience about moving from tutorials to your own projects, please let me know in the comments. And I'll see if I learned something from you guys. Alright, this is Code Phony out. Peace.